Okay, so it is time to plan out your senior year courses. I know everybody is super rested from the weekend of prom, but I'm going to throw out a lot of heavy information for you to be aware of, and so it is important that you guys pay attention. And it's not that my years past of talking to you and the registration process hasn't been important. It just means that we're on crunch time this year, so it's important that you truly know where you're at graduation credit-wise, and then we are requesting appropriate courses, not only for high school graduation, but whatever your plans are for after. So a few things to make you aware of before we get going will just be a review of graduation requirements. So after this semester, hopefully you guys are completing the required English courses, but that still means that we have 2 language arts electives to still get for graduation purposes. Electives means choice, so there's lots of courses that you can select from, but you need to have total of 8 language arts credits for graduation. The next subject category is social studies. The big one here is that American government is that senior year requirement, so you will be doing American government next year. Science is that tricky subject area for us, so there's the 4 science options. The first one is great for if you're focused on graduation, maybe employment, military, or community college in your future. Number 1 would be the conceptual chemistry and the conceptual physics combination. There's nothing wrong with that. That will satisfy our science requirements. If you are headed to a 4-year college or university, then options 2, 3, or 4 have to be selected, and that means either a year of chemistry and or a year of physics. Okay, so maybe just review where you're at in terms of our science requirements. Math, PE, 3 credits, and that should be done after the end of this year. If you do not have 3 PEs at the end of this year, then you do need to take PE next year, okay? But if you have your 3 PEs done, then senior year becomes more of an optional PE with the waiver eligibility. So if you're out for a sport or marching band, you can request the waiver at academic registration in August. Complete that waiver, submit it, and then you don't have to do PE. But you still need to make sure you have PE of 3 credits, and then if you are eligible for the waiver, you can ask for one. If you're not eligible for the waiver, you do need to do a semester of PE your senior year. Right. 4 credits are required if you aren't involved in marching band or a sport. Then health, fine arts, and personal finance. 1 credit in personal finance skills. So Mrs. Erlinson prefers that if a senior has not met this requirement, that they're doing it in the fall versus the spring. Spring is still an option if that's the way that you would prefer it. She just prefers that you would complete that in the fall. And then 2 credits in a career tech ed area and the different pathway options there. Agriculture will be an option through Harris Lake Park. So if you're interested in taking an ag class, I'm going to be communicating out the course options to you guys. We will be providing transportation. It's just going to eat up a little bit of time for that travel time, but at least we're offering you some ag classes to select from. So you add all those up, plus you need some electives to total up to 48. Sometimes students get really upset or bothered by the number of elective credits that they have. I will tell you, I've never had a student not graduate because they didn't have enough electives. I've had plenty of students not graduate because they're missing some core components of those up above, okay? So yes, make sure you're having the 48 magic number, but make sure, more importantly, that all those other requirements are met. Transcript. So the transcript is your most important academic document that will forever be in your name. So it's important that you know where it's at, and you need to know what's on it. So if you go to your portal account in the reports tab, you can pull up your transcript. I would highly encourage you at some point today or into tomorrow that you review your transcript, that you see what's on there. If you have questions or concerns about anything that is listed, please make me aware, because we definitely have situations or issues time to time. Then the other thing to keep in mind is that your current class schedule is the last semester of grades that will be on your transcript when you are applying for colleges in the fall. Okay, so it's really important that you finish this semester strong, and then you'll be applying for colleges using your transcript, come August. the thing to keep in mind is that even if you would apply in the fall and get admitted based upon, all of the coursework up until that point in time, if senioritis sets in early and you bomb senior year, you could have that admissions removed from under you if they get your final transcript and then they're like, oh, wait, that's not at all the student that we thought we were admitting. So finish this semester strong and go in senior year for the duration, focused, and giving your efforts. Now, when I typically talk college, I usually mean any sort of education after high school. So it could be a trade school, it could be a community program, or a four-year college and university. For this slide, I'm specifically talking about four-year colleges and universities. So over on the right-hand side, that is the optimal course plan of a four-year college or university-bound student. They like to see 4 years of English, 4 years of math, 4 years of science, 4 years of social studies, 4 years of foreign language, and a year of fine arts. Above and beyond, even better, but that is the ideal. Okay, so as you're thinking about course options, even if you've met our subject area requirements, those are good things to continue to keep on your plan. Now, the ACT, if you have not done so, will still obviously be options for you going into next year. Keep in mind that if you're using your ACT as a means to get some academic merit, so maybe that institution will award you some money because you have a high ACT score, the last time you can really take the ACT for that purpose is February of next year. Selectivity, if you're pursuing a highly selective college, then it's even more important that your senior year includes rigorous coursework and you're just continuing to keep that challenge. And the RAI score is specific to the Iowa regions. So Iowa State, Iowa, and UNI use the RAI score to determine admission. So it's a mathematical calculation using your class rank, your GPA, your ACT score, and the number of core classes that you've completed. So if you are interested in one of those institutions, it's probably a good idea to know where your RAI score is right now. Yes, Cody?
So, would a college look at your classes that you take, and see how difficult they were?
Not one of those colleges. They're going to make sure you have the required courses, but above and beyond that, they really are only going to care about your GPA and your class rank. Okay. Other colleges, like specifically private institutions, tend to more one-on-one sift through your transcript. But the RAI score, the magic number is 245. So if you have a 245 or above, you're automatically accepted to those institutions. If you have a 244 or below, you're not, or you're given like a wait list option. So again, be kind of aware if those colleges are on your prospective list, where your RAI score might be right now. If you're thinking about participating in collegiate athletics at all, it is time to have an NCAA account if you don't have one already. I typically submit junior year transcripts at the end of this semester. So if you don't have an account but want to participate in the collegiate athletics, now is the time to create an account. I'm not going to go through these bullets one by one, but I would like to just talk specifically on selecting courses based upon your interest areas, but also maybe future interest areas. So I typically say you don't know what you don't know. You don't know that you could be interested in computer science if you've never exposed yourself to computer science, right? So just as an example, it'd be a good idea to sift through the curriculum guide and know truly what all options are available to you. And if you haven't taken something, senior year is a great time to take an academic risk and try something new. Get out of your comfort zone a little bit. And you might find that you do enjoy something, maybe just as a hobby or maybe as a future career path. 4-year plans, we are going to go about our 4-year plans in a little bit of a different way. So in class of 2020, I have a new assignment for you where it's asking you to produce a 4-year plan and turn it into me. If you have a copy of your past 4-year plan, it should be pretty easy for you to copy and paste things over. Obviously, making sure that things are accurate before you would do so. If you cannot find your 4-year plan in your drive, then you are starting from scratch. I will show you really quickly what my expectations of you are. So this is what it looks like. You are going to go to your transcript to remind yourself of what you took for both semesters of freshman year, both semesters of sophomore year, junior year, you're listing your classes, and then you're going back to the top and you're marking off which ones you've completed. If for whatever reason on your transcript you pull up and you know what, I don't have a grade from Marcy Taves from freshman first semester. It's an I still. Well, we can't give ourselves credit for that category then. You're only coming up here and marking off things that you truly have attained, which means then over here for second semester English 3, I don't want you to mark that off. You have not earned a credit for this class yet. So you're only doing freshman year through junior first semester. If you do this accurately, it will be a very clear indication of what you've completed and what you have left to complete for graduation. Then coming down to senior year and figuring out what your course plan might be. Senior year, in order to be a full-time student for us, you have to have 6 classes per semester. Not 5, 6. Study halls do not count. Okay, so keep that in mind. And then the curriculum guide, again, is a very helpful resource for you. I have seniors all the time who are like, oh, that's a class here at Spirit Lake. I didn't even know that that existed, right? So if you don't spend time sifting through the curriculum guide, you are going to miss out on probably some opportunities. I talk about new classes or, actually applicable classes to the grade level that you're going into, but I do not have time to go through one by one all the classes available at Spirit Lake High School. So that's your responsibility to spend some time there exploring. A few things. So novels and speech are new classes. They will be offered for juniors and seniors next year. They are language arts electives. So you don't have to do these, you can do these. Novels will be a language arts elective. So novels, if you like to read, you're going to be doing some individual reading, maybe some small group or classroom reading, and then being able to write or speak about the literature, just having dialogue about the readings that you guys are doing. So again, a great option taught by the amazing Miss Mitchell. Speech is also a language arts elective, just a 1 semester. This is a high school course offering only. So some of you may have done or are planning to do the college level speech. That's still an option. And this isn't necessarily a prerequisite to that, but it can be used as that. If you want to do the high school speech first, just get a feel for where your skills are, get comfortable with that, and then take the college speech, that's fine. Or if you just want to do this as a high school credit and not college, then this is a great offering to include. The thing with speech is that, no matter what career path you're going into, you're going to have conversations with people. One-on-one, small group, in front of, a larger group, whatever it might be. So having the opportunity to practice that right here in high school is hopefully a benefit to you. Then the next few options here are specific to English 4. So if you are still needing a language arts elective, then know that for seniors only, you could select from college and career English, thinking and writing in the real world, and thinking and writing in the research process. The college and career English is available for students that really want to focus in on what their plan is for after high school and how to best prepare them English-wise for that. How can you prepare in the reading, the writing, the listening, and the speaking for whatever your future plan holds? So it's not necessarily a classroom expectation of everybody's doing this the same way. It's more really individualized to you. Thinking and writing in the real world is the same method, but different content. So in both of these options, you are addressing some current issues, some hot topics through viewing of a documentary, through some literature reading, and then thinking through how you're going to respond appropriately through writing or speaking. And then the last one for English 4 is thinking and writing in the research process. This is truly a college prep English. So I wrote a bajillion papers in college, and if I would not have had a solid foundation of writing, then I would have truly been at a loss. So if you are anticipating heading to college and you for most of us or most of all of you would have some sort of writing expectation as well. So I would suggest making sure that you have a foundation of how to write at the college level. Inspire is not a new course, it's just a transformed